Today on CCX News, an alert on e-waste. Lawmakers say action is needed now to increase electronics recycling, and a Plymouth business may help. Lawmakers toured that Plymouth business this past week, promoting a bill that they say could significantly reduce electronic waste.
We know that right now we're collecting only about 20% of our e-waste, and we need to get to 100% to really drive the electronics industry and make sure that folks like these folks here have something to recycle.
If the bill is approved, electronics retailers and producers would have to pay for recycling costs up front. That means consumers wouldn't have to pay to drop off e-waste at collection sites. Meanwhile, Global E-Waste Solutions is a Plymouth company that works with businesses to recycle and resell electronics. They took public officials on a tour of their facility, saying they could potentially expand their business model if the bill is passed.
You know, I think it's actually swaying us to accept public materials. You know, we have the certification, we have the space, we have the throughput, and I'm better understanding the need more so now than ever.
Representative Mike Freiberg of Golden Valley signed onto the bill in late March. Metro Transit Police say they're ramping up fare inspections on bus rapid transit lines.
What we definitely want is more of a human presence so people feel safe and comfortable returning back and utilizing our system.
The Metro Transit Police Department announced the expansion of fare inspections while at the Brooklyn Center Transit Center this past week. Metro Transit's community service officers will start monitoring BRT lines and stations, making sure each rider has a ticket. The use of community service officers to check fares will allow sworn police officers to focus on more serious crime. Summer construction season is underway. MnDOT's schedule includes 6 projects in the Northwest Metro. The most expensive of the bunch is the long-awaited final connections to Highway 610. That project would provide a 4-lane roadway connection between County Road 30 and I-94, and a bridge connection across I-94 to Highway 610. Traffic will be shifted to the outside lanes of east and westbound I-94 to allow for construction of the new bridge. The $43 million project runs until September of 2026. People interested in buying or selling a home are thinking spring, and realtors say the spring market is blossoming early. In today's Newsmakers, reporter Shannon Sladden sits down with the president of the Minneapolis area realtors, Jamar Hardy, to talk about the spring housing forecast.
Things hopefully soon will be greening up in the spring market, but spring market's looking good. Definitely we feel like we're ahead of the pace that we were last year. And actually, if you even dive in deeper to like listings, we're ahead of the pace that we were at back in 2022.
All right. Yeah. We've heard for a few years about low inventory. Are we going to be looking at that again?
Again, I think inventory is going to be a challenge just because we have so many buyers out there right now. But again, I'm optimistic because our February numbers, went ahead for listings than it was back in 2022. So I think inventory is growing a little bit, and there's a lot of new construction options that I think people are leaning into right now. So I think we'll be okay with inventory.
All right. Any expectations that you hand out to buyers or sellers right now that might be helpful for someone to know?
Yeah, I mean, expectations is you got to be ready. There's still that competition out there. We're not hearing the crazy numbers that we were hearing a few years ago or during COVID where you had 30 offers on one property, but we still are hearing multiple offers situations. And for buyers especially, I think now, which is a little bit different than back then, you can still get the competitive offers in with inspections and doing timelines that are more realistic to a buyer's needs versus so heavy on the seller's wants.
All right.
Yeah.
There's some good news out there for first-time home buyers.
Yeah, the first generational funds are available and should be launching in April here. To kind of unpack that a little bit, Minnesota legislator decided to do something pretty historic that we haven't seen in our nation before and approve a $150 million first-time home buyer fund that's available, and it's hopefully going to help about 5,000 families, first-generation homeowner families, get into homes this year.
All right, so if somebody's watching and they want to take advantage of that, what do they need to do?
Yeah, you can reach out to any one of our associations that have more information, but Minnesota Housing is one that's really, at least I think, controlling about $100 million of those dollars. That they have a lot of education that they're putting out there too. So, I always encourage, reach out to a local realtor because they have that information as well.
All right, they have all the secrets on the great housing houses too.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
Well, Jamar Hardy, Minneapolis area realtors, thank you very much for being here today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Finally, this segment, a popular Robbinsdale restaurant pays tribute to a beloved television sitcom. As I found out, it's a friendly experience that will give people fond memories of Monica, Phoebe, Rachel, Chandler, and Joey. 30 years ago, a certain sitcom debuted on NBC.
You know what I'm talking about, people?
After 10 seasons and 236 episodes, Friends generated quite the following.
I believe it was Samantha, our GM, who said, why don't we do something that's like a Friends-themed pop-up? Wouldn't that be fun? And we all just went, bingo.
Now, here in Travail's basement bar,
Tchotchkes. Tchotchkes. Lots of tchotchkes.
Chef Mike Brown and his team have created an experience that basically says, I'll be there for you.
So what we like to do during dinner is try to immerse everybody into the vibe of what the TV show is.
The central perk of this dining experience, which they're calling Buddy's Bar, is an 8-course tasting menu. Every food and drink item will tie into the show,
A cheesecake from Mama's Little Bakery somewhere in Chicago.
which includes a cheesecake that may or may not have hit the floor.
We are definitely not going that far with it, but we are doing kind of an homage to that vibe.
The entire space is an homage to the beloved sitcom, where everywhere you turn, there's something true fans will appreciate. And if you'd like to take part in the Friends-themed dining experience, tickets are $124 and it runs through June.